What's up, guys? Welcome to Prince Trey's Wrestle Zone, and today we'll be talking about Big Buisness. Mercedes Moné, she actually made her debut, even though we've all been waiting for it. It's been a minute since she's been wrestling somewhere. And Wardlow, also, he got a title shot against Samoa Joe for the World Championship. And the new Elite, with the Young Bucks and Okada, they fought Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta, and even more happened. So let's get straight into it. Mercedes Moné debuted, and she was the first person to come out of everybody in the locker room. It was the first part of the show when she came out. Mercedes Moné delivered a great promo on her first day in AEW. Not too much to say about her, but also Wardlow from the Undisputed Kingdom got his championship shot at Samoa Joe. This is Samoa Joe's third or fourth title shot. His first was against Hook, and then he had a three-way match at Revolution, and I might be missing one, but yeah, he's having this one against Wardlow, and Samoa Joe actually beat Wardlow, and he's still the world champion. So congratulations for him, and not so much for Wardlow because he lost. So the new Elite with the Young Bucks and Okada faced Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta. And the Elite actually won. And I can't really believe that the Young Bucks would just replace Kenny Omega like that, even though they just acting as if they didn't know that he was actually missing and hurt, because he really is hurt. And they just gonna replace him because he hasn't been showing up to work. But after that trios match, Will Ospreay and Tony Schiavone were at the ring, and Will Ospreay was talking about his match at Dynasty against Bryan Danielson, and that was a great promo. And Will Ospreay's matches are really good, so obviously I think he's gonna win at Dynasty. But next up, Donna Purrazzo was at Backstage, and she called out Toni Storm because Toni Storm and Mariah May on Rampage, they were gonna have a tag team match against some people, and they won that match. And then Donna Purrazzo came out, and nobody knows who her tag team partner was gonna be, because she said specifically that she was gonna make a tag team partner that no one knew. And on Rampage, it turned out that her tag team partner was Thunder Rosa. And then they went in the ring and chased him down, but then Toni Storm and Mariah May ran out and just got out the ring and just started walking back there. Donna Purrazzo grabbed the mic and said, "It's gonna be happening on Dynamite." Yeah, it is true. It's gonna happen on Dynamite. This is Darby's first match ever since Revolution, where he did the craziest move thinkable. Obviously, he actually lost this match, but it was still a crazy match against Jay White, just like all of his matches are crazy. The team of Hook and Chris Jericho took on the Gates of Agony, and they came out of the match successfully, and they actually won. Hook and Chris Jericho fought the Gates of Agony and actually beat them, but apparently, I don't know if they were friends or just not friends, because they're going to be fighting each other on Dynamite. Kyle O'Reilly was backstage, but then he got interrupted by the Undisputed Kingdom. And I don't have much to say about that, because Kyle O'Reilly on Saturday, he's gonna have his first match back ever since he got hurt, and it's been a minute since he's been here having matches on a weekly basis. But yeah, the main event of Big Buisness was Willow Nightingale versus Riho. I didn't get to see this match personally, but Willow won, so I think it was going to be a great match. And I think Willow is going to go after Julia Hart in the TBS Championship, or maybe it'll be a three-way at Dynasty between Chris Statlander and Willow and Julia Hart. But then obviously Sky Blue would have some interference with that match, because it's basically a 2-on-1 match. So like I said before, on Collision, Kyle O'Reilly will have his first match in 2 years against Brian Keith, and I think Kyle O'Reilly is going to win this match because he hasn't had a match in a minute. He's probably going to win this match, And Brian Keith, he recently just signed with AEW, so he's all elite now. But I don't think he is going to be a great star like Kyle O'Reilly. Bryan Danielson will have his match against Shibata ahead of Dynasty. So for Bryan Danielson be having his match against Shibata ahead of his match at Dynasty with Will Ospreay, and I think that Bryan Danielson, he should win this match against Shibata. Shibata lost the Ring of Honor Pure Championship to Wheeler Yuta on Rampage last year, and he hasn't won a belt since. So I think Bryan Danielson is going to win this match. And I remember the last time I went to AEW in person, it was the week after Revolution this year. And Bryan Danielson, I was only there on Collision, I wasn't there on Dynamite, but Bryan Danielson, he spoke on how this might be the last time he would be there in Georgia, because this is where I am, in Georgia. So he's probably gonna be like retiring this year, and he will always be remembered as the American Dragon. Julia Hart has an open challenge match for the TBS Championship against Trish Adora. Obviously, Julia Hart is going to win this match. Also, for the tag team tournament for the World Tag Team Championships, ever since Sting and Darby dropped them, I mean, they didn't really drop them, they just vacated them because obviously Sting is no longer with us. But it will be the Infantry versus the House of Black, Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black. And I think the House of Black should win this, and they should qualify, but I don't know about them like qualifying to the finals in Dynasty, but we'll have to see what happens. Adam Copeland will be talking on Collision ahead of his TNT Championship match for the third time. Obviously, he won the TNT Championship at World's End, but then Killswitch, he gave his number one contendership for the TNT Championship to Christian Cage. Christian Cage took that advantage and beat Adam Copeland again and retained. I mean, didn't really retain, he just got the TNT Championship back even after he lost it. So Adam Copeland, he is the lowest reigning champion here in AEW. He's been the TNT champion for 3 minutes. No one else has done worse than that. But who comes in second is actually Wardlow. He was the champion for 3 days. Last year at Revolution, he won the TNT Championship, but then the following Dynamite, he lost it to Powerhouse Hobbs. But anyways, Adam Copeland will be talking about the I Quit TNT Championship match. And me personally, I kind of think that Adam Copeland might win this, just based on how he really flows. Like, Adam Copeland, he's a tough man, but Christian, I think he actually might quit from that match. On Dynamite March 20th, it will be Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland, just like how I just said a couple seconds ago. But yeah, it will be Christian Cage and Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship for the third or fourth time, whichever one you want to say, because they've kind of fought twice at World's End, so you can count that as 2 times. But they will be fighting again for the TNT Championship in an I Quit match. Also on Dynamite, Eddie Kingston is putting his Continental Classic Championship on the line against Okada. And obviously on Big Business, they had a trios match with Okada and Eddie on opposing sides, so they were fighting each other at one point of the match, and now it will be an individual match for Eddie's Continental Classic Championship. Me personally, I don't think Okada should win this belt. He just signed with AEW, just like Donna Purrazzo. She didn't win at Revolution, so I don't think Okada should win either, just because I don't think the Continental Classic Championship is right for him. But he might be able to win a different championship, or maybe the Trios Championship, maybe like the Elite versus the Acclaim, some point at Dynasty, maybe Double or Nothing. Also on Dynamite, Mercedes Moné will be talking, and just because of what she was talking about on Big Business, I think it'll be another great promo. Like I said earlier in the video, it will be Hook versus Chris Jericho, not for the FTW Championship, just a regular match. And honestly, this would be a good match. They were a tag team partner for Big Buisness, and they actually beat the Gates of Agony. For these two stars to go against each other, I think it will be a great match. Hook versus Chris Jericho, that's probably going to be one of the coolest matches of the night. So yeah, I'm going to be looking out for that match. Make sure you subscribe to the Wrestle Zone channel. You are in the Wrestle Zone right now, listening to this Wrestle Zone podcast. If you see, we have the logo on the wall. You might not be able to see it, but yeah, that's the logo. We have the AEW World Championship right there. If you want more information about AEW, like all the champions, like the championship history, or like the last champions match before they lost the belt to someone, you can check my Google sites. I made a Google site. It's going to be in the description of this video. I think I'm going to put it for all the videos, so just make sure to check the description. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you for supporting. Make sure you like,